Hey, I got y'all super zoomed in this time. Whoa, I want to show you guys a brow technique that I picked up. So for those of you that don't know, I'm the beauty mom. I am mom, wife, working mom, very, very busy. So any tips that I can pick up that make my life easier or my routine go faster, I'm going to share that with you guys. So I am a Younique presenter. So everything that I use is Younique because I love Younique, not because I sell it. I love it. And then I sell it. So I'm using today just one, well, I might use two products, just lied. I'm gonna use a couple of products. I am using today for my brows the Precision Brow Liner Pencil. I love this thing. It swivels up and it has a spoolie on the other side. Bonus. So y'all, I'm gonna show you. So I don't have the prettiest brows, and I'm looking at a mirror behind my camera. My camera is kind of cockeyed. Sorry. So I'm looking at a mirror behind my camera so I can kind of see what I'm doing in real time. So what I'm going to do first is there are a few different steps to this process, but it's super, super easy. Once you do it, it takes like a minute and a half to do, and you get beautiful brows. It is a fantastic. I picked this up from another. I don't know, she was probably a beauty professional. I'm not a professional, so I'm going to pass along what I have learned so you guys can, so you guys have a little tip too. So I'm going to show you just a few little simple rules. Some of these you probably have already seen, but the landmarks for your brows. Now your brow should actually start, if you draw a line straight up from the ridge of your nose here, right next to the very end of your eye, right here, this is where your eyebrow should start. So this one actually is right about there. And then if I tip my pencil over here to the edge, if I'm looking straight on, right here to the edge of, the edge of my nose to where the edge of the color part, the iris of my eye, that's where the top of my, this part of my brow, the arch. I'm at a loss for words today, y'all. The arch of your brow should be. And then if I take that same angle here, I'm still here at my nose and I'm at the very edge of my eye. This is where my brow should end. So my brow has this one has a pretty decent shape to it to begin with. And then I'm going to make those same landmarks here. Now this brow that I have on this side is a little bit more, hang on, let me look. I got to look straight on in my mirror here. It's a little bit more difficult. This is like my wild child on this side. So I have to match my brows up because one of them's like, eh. So that's what I was blessed with. What can I say? So then I'm going to measure. So my arch is about right there. And then the edge of my eye. So it does go all the way down here. So if you just make little marks with your pencil, you can kind of see how you're going to stencil this out. So trust me on this one. So we're actually going to kind of draw your brows on and fill them in, but still make them look natural. We don't want them to look unnatural. A lot of people can pull it off. Don't get me wrong. I don't feel like I can pull it off. I don't like my brows like that. So if you like a more natural looking brow, but you still want a nice pop, brows make your eyes pop. Trust me, y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I'm going to see if I can pull this camera this way a little bit. Maybe. So I'm going to draw a line from my first dot over here to where my second dot is. So I'm like connecting the dots, y'all. And it's hard to talk while I'm doing this. So if you can kind of see, I've kind of made a little mark down there. I'm connecting the dots. That's all I'm doing. And then this little tail over here, we'll worry about later. About filling in, because this little tail over here, it can be dark and it's probably going to be just very, very straight. So then I'm going to kind of use my spoolie, and I probably should have done that to begin with. There's no perfection going on here, y'all. And then I'm going to look and see where the top part of my brow is. I want my brows to be a little bit thicker than they naturally are. So I'm gonna create a little bit of a thicker brow. And I'm just kind of following the same line down here I'm making up here. I'm not starting over here. I'm backing up just a little bit, but I'm still creating a line that is parallel. Make sure it is parallel to your other line. Now, when you get up here towards your arch, you're going to bring them together a little bit more, and they're going to kind of fade into the tail of your arch. So you can kind of see the outline of my brow. I have not filled anything in yet. And I've got all these little hairs, got all these little hairs out there. And that's okay. That's what's gonna make my brow look like it is natural. So we're going to start filling in. And when I fill in, I'm actually going to make little upward brush strokes, not back and forth, but upward brush strokes to fill in. And I'm going to use my spoolie to kind of smooth that out a little bit. Now, the secret to having natural looking brows, I don't want to have a really harsh line right here. I don't want it to be like a right angle right here. That's just me. A lot of people can pull that off and it looks super like power brow. I can't pull off the power brow. I prefer to have a more natural, softer looking brow. But I still like the power that the brow gives the eyes. So I am going to, so what we're going to do right here on the corner, remember we didn't bring our line all the way over here. We started right here and we went over. So now right here, I have plenty of hairs right here, but I want it to be almost an ombre. This is going to be darker and it's going to kind of go into a thinner type section right here. So I'm just going to use little upward brush strokes right here. And as I do that, I'm going to use my spoolie to kind of soften it up even more. And then when we get over here, we can kind of peak that arch a little bit more. Some people like their arches more peaked. Some people like them more natural. Some are just straight. Try to go with whatever your natural brow arch is. It will look better with your face. If you try to do something funky with your brows, it's going to look like you have tried to do something funky with your brows. So if you can kind of see the difference between brow before, brow after, before, after, it is a huge difference. As far as the frame. So this is the frame of your eye. This is what's really going to make, when you have a photo, it looks fantastic, but when you can put a pretty frame around it, it really makes that photo pop and people notice it. So I'm gonna kind of do the same thing on this eye. This is my funky eyebrow. So I really have to, it sits lower than my other one. So I have like cockeyed brows. So I'm gonna attempt to do this. This is my funky brow. So I'm drawing my straight line up here to where my arch is. And then drawing that, the middle of my arch, down here to the tail end of my brow. My pretty little frame. Okay. And then I get to do the top of this brow, which again, for me is always a harder thing. I'm actually drawing on my skin above my brow, which like freaks me out because then I think, oh my gosh, I'm drawing on my brows and they're gonna look terrible. But trust the process. All right, and then I'm gonna use my little spoolie. I love the spoolie on the other end of this. I'm using the darkest shade. This comes in 3 different shades. Again, it rolls up, and it's a very, very small tip, so you don't have to worry about sharpening it or anything. I love this product. I use this so much. In fact, when I order them 2 at a time because I can't go without. Okay, so I'm also, as I'm going, I'm kind of filling it in. Y'all are probably noticing that. So I'm kind of filling that in. And then I'm going all the way out here. Again, this is my funky brow, so I really have to. And then if I need it, I will grab my little Q-tip. Because that was a little much. All right. So we have nice thick frames for our eyes. And sometimes it takes me a little bit to get them even. Sometimes it takes me a little bit because, again, one of them sits lower than the other. This left one here sits lower than the other, and I physically have to like draw on there. So, ta-da! So that is your brow tutorial. That is filling in your brows. Again, I use the Moodstick Precision Brow Liner. With the spoolie on the other end. Thank you guys for watching me today. I hope you all picked up some tips on framing your eyes with your brows. Brow tutorial, filling in the brows, making a nice frame for your face. If you all have any questions, drop me a message, drop me a comment, message me, call me, whatever. Thank you for watching me today. Hit like, hit subscribe if you like what you saw today. And thank you all for spending some time with me. Have a great day.